Hey humans. It doesn't seem like I have the audio issue. Audio issue today. Can you see my hands? This is the first time I've ever set up my camera like this. Right now you're hearing a tape loop going. I'm just gonna continue what I was doing yesterday live. Welcome. I'm gonna let some more people stream in here. And if you'd be so kind as to just let me know in the comments if you can hear what's going on, because yesterday we had a major issue, but I'm happy to report, I'm happy to kick the camera, happy to report that it wasn't my fault, and it was 99% sure it was YouTube's fault. Again, welcome. RB Snacks. You're not gonna see my beautiful face today. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's right here. So what am I doing today? I thought it would be cool. I've never used the OP-1 in my life. My studio partner, Eric, first of all, if you don't know what an OP-1 is, most people do. This thing has been out for, 10, 15 years. A company named Teenage Engineering made it. It's just a super cool, like, portable DAW, basically. It's got a synth engine, a drum machine. It's got a little 4-track recorder on it. Today isn't going to be a OP-1 tutorial at all. I'm the wrong person for that, if that was the case. If you're interested in this device, I can point you to some excellent people, like True Cuckoo is probably top-notch OP-1 tutorial person. But today, I'm just in the spirit of experimentation and showing you guys, like, just, hey, here's an instrument that I am barely familiar with. I started taking tutorials on it. This one is my roommate's. My roommate is on a tour, and he left it. He's out of town, so I'm very lucky to have access to it, and mess around and try to actually deep dive. You guys know, if you know me and you know the channel, I'm like a string player. I'm a musician first. I play on Broadway here in New York City as a bassist. Bass playing is my main profession. And it's interesting that I fell into the love of the Portastudio and cassette music, because I feel like the more I've gotten into this world, I've obviously noticed synthesizers and cassettes go together like peanut butter and jelly. So I don't feel like an odd man out, because there's room in the world for all of us. But sometimes I'm going through the world and I'm like, oh, I came at the Portastudio from a totally different, not totally different, but because there's a lot of good punk rockers who use these too. Giving you all that background to be like, hey, let's mess around with the OP-1. Today's cassette loop is provided by Battery Operated. If you guys aren't hip to them, you should be. They have a really cool channel, and they obviously make really cool cassette loops. This one is extremely vibey. Obviously, it's got a Type 1 tape in it, and in addition to the Type 1 tape, it's purposefully like loose, so it gives a lot more warble than a regular cassette or a tight cassette loop. What you were just hearing, and what I'll start playing for you, is what I had started to do in the live stream yesterday. And right now you hear, let's go through these tracks. It's pretty simple. We've got a C, a low C note, and then a second one, Yeah, it feels like it's in stereo, but that's just... Here. Now it's in stereo, which I kind of like. And then this track is the 5th above. Now my intention is to take these 3 and bounce them down to track 1. Although I kind of really like the stereo field. It almost makes me not want to get rid of it. But, got a cathedral reverb. That'll give us stereo vibes. So if you're interested in stuff like this, stick around. Also, if you are interested in supporting me on Patreon, patreon.com/Made on Tape is a super helpful place, and I am doing more live streams there, exclusive to Patreon, and there's behind-the-scenes content and stuff like that. So, let's bounce these 3 tracks to track 4. If you've never done this, easy for me to walk you through. It's hard for me to reach, but I'm gonna get over there. Track 4. I armed the right bus. Now, track 4, I'm going to pan all the way to the right. I'm going to pan all of these to the right. And then when I hit record, this track is recording everything that's on the right bus. So, for instance, I want to combine all these, but if I didn't want to combine them, I could leave out by panning all hard left. This is called bus. I don't know what it's called. It's bus bouncing. So let me just make sure I'm not crazy. Everything looks normal. Let's check these levels. And you're going to hear it just in the right. I'm going to, because you're hearing the line out, but I switch it to Q so I can hear everything. Now I'm checking the needle. I don't actually want to go too deep into the red, but let's push it a bit. All right. That looks all right. Now let's hit record. Woo! I pushed it too much. All right. I don't know if your Porta Studio does that, but mine does. If I push these too hard, I get a funny high-pitched squeal. Welcome to analog. Now I'm going to let that go. Let's see what track 4 sounds like by itself. Disarm, 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 or disarm. Off, off, off. Tape. Okay. Oh, look at this. I don't love how quiet it is. But let's just add some reverb. One way to get more volume, obviously this is very intense bass. This is kind of a drone scenario, and now I've freed up 3 more tracks, and I don't know, should we just do all major chords today? I'm just gonna explore the OP-1. So right now I've got the OP-1 going into track 3. Okay. Synthesizer. Let's go to the presets. Oh. record this and bring it in slowly. All right, let's hear that. I love your name, random YouTube channel. Appreciate it very much. World's biggest tape loop. That sounds really cool, and it sounds like something like it sounds like a good job for what's his face. I'm on YouTube, and I always forget the name of that biggest YouTuber guy, the guy who gives away tons of money. I'm such an idiot right now. I'm drawing a blank. Sorry, my mind is totally focused on music. That's a very cool idea. World's biggest tape loop. I feel like Heinbach has probably done that. Are you familiar with Heinbach? You got to be familiar with Heinbach. I think he did World's biggest tape loop. And he went out like on a beach or something like that. He's brilliant. He's super brilliant if you're really into this sort of tape loop vibe stuff. I'm just experimenting with the OP-1 for the first time in my life. So let's hear what I just recorded. We've got like a droning bass note here, C for all of you wondering. And I put an arpeggiator here. If you're curious about what notes those were, I chose F, G, B flat, C. It's kind of a ambiguous harmony, which I like. Yeah, and I faded it out. I might have to do it again. Yeah, let me try that again. Oops. Colin. This is what I want. Okay, now there should be a... I'm not using aluminum foil today, so I'm not getting sound on sound. So let's hear what that sounds like. All right. Right now you're just hearing two tracks. The arpeggiator is being sent to the cathedral reverb. Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with the cathedral reverb, it's pretty sweet. All right, let's do something on track, whatchamacallit, 2. Because that's a thing that just happened. Totally different sound. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's go to some presets. Let's hear a little bit of this. In theory, that should be making sound. Cool, I love it when this happens. Am I in the right? Okay. Alright, hold the phone. Oh, because I had the master volume down. You know, it's always something dumb like that. Okay, let's turn off the arpeggiator. Alright. That's kind of a weird, clean sound. With some noise. So, if you're not familiar with the OP-1, you know, again, this isn't really a OP-1 tutorial, and even if it is, I'm not your guy. True Cuckoo is probably one of my favorites. But a cool, quick thing... Here. Will I even be able to show you the screen? Oh, looking at a screen and doing... Okay, see the screen? You can see a little boxer on it right now. A boxer... Okay, so that's an effects module. And what's really cool about the OP-1 is that they're so freaking smart and so cool. Everything there that's got a color, green, red, blue, white, or yellow, is controlled by these knobs, which, it's funny, they're showing up a weird color. The magic of film is that clearly my camera is not white balanced super great right now. This is blue, this is green, this is white, and this is actually like a orange, which I guess it looks kind of orange. My ISO is cranked up. So look at, I said red earlier. So look at what happens when I increase the red knob. See how that number, power, goes up, and then I move the blue knob, and I don't see what it's doing. Oh, the speed, the frequency on the upper left. Green knob, the number's on the bottom right. White knob, those white colors. Oop, don't mind that. Okay. Pretty fun. let's get back to making noise. Feels like this sound will cut. Yeah, we can crank it. Maybe we'll get some Tascam distortion on this. Love me some portamento. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give this a high texture. I'm gonna take off that attack. Anybody know Morse code? This means SOS. Let that come back around. Okay, here comes Morse code. Starting over. It's just a loop, so it keeps recording. Turn it down a little bit. Turn this up. Okay, there should be a big gap. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, let's go to make something on track 1. Excuse me. I mean, that was random. I don't know. And yesterday when I was messing with that drum, it's probably gonna sound really lo-fi and weird. But let's hear it. Let me try to do a triplet thing. It's too long of a incident. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. No, just having fun today. Let me turn that reverb off. Super cool, super fun. The OP-1, it is a great example of the ethos of this channel, exploring limitations. It's an expensive limitation to explore. I mean, you could, this is a weird piece of analog gear, and that's why I assume you're on this channel. It's because it's fun. It's what I do. It's the limitation I love to explore. This thing is the same, but it's double or triple the money for a refurbished one of these. But obviously, it's self-contained. It's got a sampler. It's got a drum machine. It's got a tape machine inside of it. It's basically a DAW. But the cool thing about the tape machine inside of this is it's only 4 tracks. And, if you're out there and you're used to recording on 4 tracks, an OP-1 is certainly a familiar limitation in that sense. So, and you could do internal bouncing and all that stuff here on the OP-1. But that's it. I guess I'm going to turn the tape loop back on while I go over and to the computer and shut down this live stream. But I really appreciate everyone for joining me when they did. I really appreciate all your support. Again, go check out patreon.com/madeontape. You can PayPal me. You can, it's all the links are down below if you're interested in supporting the channel at all. Or you could buy my original music, Bandcamp, madeontape.bandcamp.com. That is a fun, cool thing that you could do to support me. I really appreciate it. I love the dialogue, so keep the questions coming. And that is it. Peace. Be good to each other.